discussed. Now we are going to discuss a concept called translators. What is the concept we are going to be discussed here means translators. What is meant by the translator? Suppose in the real time scenario, suppose I know only English, and I want to communicate with a Telugu person. I want to communicate with a what a Telugu person. I want to communicate with a Telugu person. Then I don't know Telugu. Then how we are going to be communicated here? How we are going to be communicated with a Telugu person means there is one translator is going to be. We are going to have one translator. We are going to keep one person as a translator who knows Telugu and English, and whatever the things he is saying in Telugu, he is going to translate that Telugu words into the word English. Like that, on the computer systems, every computer machine is going to understand what is the language it is going to be understand here means only one and only one language it is going to understand called machine code. Machine language it is going to be understand, or we are going to call it as a machine code, or we are going to call it as a binary. And every machine code is containing what, and the values are in the which format, zeros and ones. And here what is the top language we are going to be used on a computer machine? What is the on your computer operating system, on the computer hardware, what is the language we are having? Machine language. On the machine language we are going to have one language as what, assembly language. On the assembly language we are going to have one language as what, high level language. We are going to have one language as what, high level. And mm, to make our instructions to be executed by the computer machine means that high level language instructions are converted into the what, assembly level language instructions are converted it into the what, machine level. And such type of translation we are going to be, such type of activity is going to be done by what, translators. Such type of activity is going to be done by the what, translators. And to get around the issues, high level and low level programs, some source code need to be passed to the what, passed through the what, translator. And a translator will convert the source code into the what, machine code. That machine code we are calling it as what, object code. And here, by seeing this diagram, I think all you are going to understand easily. What is the language is going to be understood by the computer machine or computer processor here means, on the computer processor what is the language it is going to be executed? Machine language. On the machine language, what is the thing it is machine language, machine here what is the thing? In the high level programming languages we are using some C, C++, Java. Like that we are typing some source code, we are typing some programs, and we are executing. Whenever we are executing, it is how the translation is going to be done here means that high level language programmatical code has been converted it into the what, assembly language. Assembly language programmatical code has been converted it into the what, machine language. Machine language code is going to be processed on the what, machine language code is processed on the what, computer machine. And this type of activity we are going to be called it as what, translation. We are going to be called it as what, code translation. And here to make the high level language into the assembly level language means here we are having one compiler. We are having some compiler. To make the assembly level language into the machine code means what is the thing we are using? Assembler. And here there is no translator is needed. And here which type of things we are going to be called it as a translator here means compilers, assemblers. We are going to be called it as what, translators. Here machine code is directly being understood, that's why instruction execution we are calling it as what, instruction execution. And what are the different types of translators are there? Means what are the things we need to remember? Compilers, assemblers, and this one we are going to be called it as interpreter. The people are going to call it as what, executing the instructions on the machine code instructions on the computer machine means we are going to be called it as what? Interpreting the code on the system. We are going to be called it as what? Interpreter. What are the different types of translators are there? Means compiler, assemblers, and interpreters. And here, what are the three types of translators we are having? Compiler, interpreter, and what is the one more thing? Assembler. And what is now we are going to see in detail about the what? Compiler means what? Interpreter means what? Assembler means what? Here, compiler means what? Compiler means what? Here, you have written some source code, you have written some xyz.c program, you have written some C program, and inside the C program, what is the thing is going to be done by the compiler. Here, practically we are going to see, and here what is the thing is going to be done by a compiler here. What is the activity is going to be done by the compiler. Suppose here inside the my computers, here double clicking in my computer, and here double clicking, and here I'm opening the code blocks, and here I'm opening the code blocks here, and here I'm opening the code blocks. um, uh, Here what is the thing, it has been opened, and here I'm clicking on the file, new, and file, and clicking here, I'm clicking on the file, and the C++, and go, and next, and C code, and here inside the where I want to save my file. Here means I want to save my file inside the water, some introduction to programming, and here I am writing something as what? First. My program name I am writing it as what? First. It is going to save it as what? First.c, and here I am finishing, and here what is the programmatical code I am typing here means hash include some stdio dot h, and inside this I am typing it as what? Int main, and int main, and here I am typing it as what? Printf, and inside the printf I am typing it as what? Hello triple, and here I am okay. After that, here I am indicating some statement as what? Return 0, and this is the general program which is used for displaying something as what? Hello world or hello triple. And here what is the file name we have been saved? First.c, and here I am clicking on the first.c, and the file has been saved, and this type of file we are going to be called it as what? We are going to be called it as what? Source code. We are going to be called it as what? Source code. Here the file has been created. What is the file has been created? First, and the file is of which type? C file. The file is of which type? C, and here what is the here suppose inside this I have done some syntactical mistake. Here I have done some syntactical mistake, and here what is the compiler means? Just now what is the thing we are discussing? Compiler means what? High level source code is going to be compiled, and it is going to, if there is no errors means it is going to generate one code called object code. If there is no errors means it is generate one code called what? Object code. By using that object code only we are going to execute our program, and here what is the, if there is any errors means it is going to give the output as what? Error report it is going to be displayed. What is the thing? It is going to display error, and here I am doing some mistake. Here I have not kept it a semicolon. I have saved my program, and here inside the build I am clicking on the what? Compile current file. Here I am using a translator called compiler, and here I am clicking on that, and if I am clicking on that means what is the thing? It is going to be displayed, and it is displaying some error message. It is displayed. What is the error message it is displaying? Error message, what is the error message it is displaying? At the fifth line, what is the some semicolon is needed. Here it is showing something as one error. And what is the error it is showing? One error. And what is the error it is showing? Semicolon has been missed. It is showing something as what? A semicolon has been missed. I have kept the semicolon. And here I have successfully compiled. I have compiled, but one error has been arised. When the error has been arised means any file has been generated now. Currently any file has been generated. No file has been generated. Suppose here once again I am saving my program. Here once again I am saving my program and build. Here I am clicking on the compile. And now what is the message it is showing? What is the report it is showing? Error report it is showing here means zero errors. It is showing the error report as what? Zero errors, zero warnings. And like this it is showing some error report. And whenever it has been successfully compiled, whenever it has been successfully compiled, then what are the files it has been generated? What are the files? Just now what are the files it has been generated? Now what is the time? 12:49. And what are the files it has been generated? Object file has been generated and one execution file has been generated. What is the file it has been generated? Object file. Depending on this file only, what is the thing is going to be done? Execution is going to be done. And these two files has been generated when after compilation, after successful compilation. And here uh, a compiler means what? A compiler is going to do what? A compiler is going to compile the program, and if it is successfully compiled means object code and executable code it is going to be generated. If there is any problem means what is the thing it is going to be generated? Some error report it is going to be reported. And now theoretically what is the thing? Compilers are used to translate a program written in what? High level language into the what? Written in what? High level language into the what? Machine code. It has been translated, and that machine code itself we are going to be called it as what? Object code. And after successful execution it has generated two files. And inside that generated two files, what is the code is going to be understood by the computer machine means this object file code is going to be understood by the computer machine. This first.c file is not going to understood by the computer machine. Which code is going to be understood? Object file code is going to be understood. So we have translated this C file into the what? Object file. We have translated the C file into the what? Object file. And once compiled all in one go, the translated program file can then be directly used by the what? Computer as is independently executed. As is independently executed. If one time execution means we can execute, we can even though we are removing also, the program is going to be executed. Suppose here I am removing this folder. Inside this folder I am removing the what? Here inside this folder I am removing what is the file I am removing? C file has I am removing. Whether the program is executed or not going to be executed, we are going to be checked. Here it is showing some message as what? Already the file is in the what? Used. That's why it is unable to delete. Uh, okay. And if I execute once again here means if I compile, if I run means it is going to give the output. Why it is going to give the output here means here already we have been compiled successfully. So even though we are deleting that file also, it is showing, it is going to show the output. It is going to show the output of this particular program. What is the output of this program? It is going to be displayed. It is going to display something as what? Hello triple. It is going to display what is the program output? It is going to be displayed here means hello triple. It is going to be displayed. uh, okay, here it is taking some time. And here now it has been displayed it as what? Hello triple. And here we can compile the program for single time, but we can execute the program for multiple times. We can execute for any number of times. So here I am executing for second time. And once again it is executing and it is going to display it as what? Hello triple. It is displaying it as what? Hello triple. And here, what is the thing we need to be remember? Here, what is the thing we need to be remember? Compilers may take some time, but a translated program can be used again and again. Translated program can be used again and again without the need of what recompilation. And if you modify anything inside the program, means you need to be compiled. If you modify anything, here I am indicating something as hello triply world. Here I have saved. Then what is the thing is needed? If I execute this program, means it is if I am not compiling, means it is going to give the result as what hello triple. If I am executing without compiling, means it is going to give it as what hello triple. Suppose if what is the thing is needed? If you modify the program source code, means what is the thing you need to do? You need to compile the program, and after successful compilation, if the errors are zero and warnings are zero, means then successfully it has been compiled, and it is going to generate object file and executable files, and depending on that files we can run. Now it is showing something as what hello triple A world. And while doing the compilation, these are the things we need to remember. And compilers are used to translate the program written in a high level language into the what machine code, called what object code. Once compiled, the translated program file can be directly used by the what computers, as is what and is what independently what executed. And compiling may take what some time, but translated program can be used again and again without the need of what recompilation. Without the need of what recompilation. Whenever we are doing the compilation, what is the thing it is going to be generated? One error report it is going to be generated. What is the thing it is going to be generated? Error report. Here, what is the error report? It has been shown zero errors, zero warnings. By seeing this, we are understanding that this program has not having any problem. Previously, what is the thing it has been shown? Previously, we have not typed the semicolon. It has been shown something as what semicolon expected one error it has been shown. Such type of thing we are going to be called it as what error report. We are going to be called it as what error report is often produced after the full program has been translated. And errors in the program code may cause what suppose if there any errors are there, means the program is not going to be executed. That's why we are calling it as what errors in the program code may cause a what computer to what crash. And errors can only be fixed by what changing the what original source code and compiling the what program again. And what is meant by the interpreter? Just now, what is the thing? Interpreter is nothing but what one line of high level source code is going to be interpreted on the what machine. And on the machine, after interpreting, what is the thing it is going to be generated? It is going to generate something as what output. It is going to generate something as what output. And here, what is the thing it is going to be generated? Here I am mentioning something as what? Here I am mentioning int a is equal to 10, comma b is equal to 20, comma c. And after this, I am mentioning something as what? C is equal to a by b. Now, what is the thing I am mentioning? C is equal to a by b. And printf, here I am displaying the result. And c is equal to what is the thing? Percentage d. And comma, here I am mentioning something as what c. And here I am mentioning something as what semicolon. And suppose if I missed this semicolon, I have saved and build compile current file. And this type of error we are going to be called it as what compile time error. We are going to be called it as what compile time error. And the compiler is going to show, by using the compiler we are going to find some errors as what compile time errors. Suppose if I keep this semicolon and saved the program, and here compile and compile means what is the, it is showing something error report as what zero errors. Previously, what is the error report? One Now the error report is what? Zero errors. And this type of errors we are going to be called it as what? Compile time errors. And here after this, here I am successfully executing. Suppose if I am clicking on the run means it is going to give the result as what? 10 by 20 means what is the output it is going to be shown. It is giving the output as what? 0. It is giving the output as what? 0. And here which type of things the program has been successfully executed on the computer machine. How it has been executed on the computer machine means by using a tool called what? By using a tool called what? Interpreter. By using a which type of tool? Interpreter. And here what is the inside the interpreter? Either it is going to give the output, or either it is going to give the error report also. Either it is going to give the what? Error report. What is the which type of error report it is going to give here means, suppose here I am executing the program, but here I am mentioning something as what? B is equal to 0. Here I am, what is the thing I am mentioning? B is equal to 0. And here I am compiling. And here it is showing the at compile time it is showing the errors as what? Syntactical errors are there means it is showing something as what? There is no syntactical error. There is no syntactical errors. And here if I am executing this program, here I am executing this program. And whenever I am executing this program means it is going to show something as what? It is this program is unable to work. First.exe has stopped working. What is the Windows is checking for the solution to this problem. What is the thing? It is having some problem. That's why the program is not going to be executed. And this type of something by 0, nothing but what? Infinity. That infinity is not going to be printed by the what? Computer machine. And here it is showing something as what? Warning or error type message it is showing. Warning or error type message it is showing. And such type of thing we are going to be called it as what? Error report. And inside the program, is there any runtime errors? If any runtime errors are existed means it is going to show something as what? Error report. And by using the interpreter, what is the thing we are going to do here means, if there is no runtime errors means the program is going to be executed on the what? Computer machine. And to translate, for translating this object code into the what? Machine code means what is the thing we are using? This I want to execute this object code on the machine, and by translating the object code into the machine code means what is the translator we have been used? Interpreter. This is the concept all about what? Interpreter here. Interpreter means what? Programs are able to read, translate, and execute one statement at a time from the what? High level language program. High level language program is just now what is the high level program language we have been used. See, and interpreter stops when a line of code is reached that contains an error. What is the just now inside our program? What is the error we are having? Inside our program we are having the error at where C is equal to A by B. A by B nothing but what? 10 by 0. It is nothing but an what? Logical error. And this error we are going to be called it as what? When this error is going to be identified means while executing of the program we are going to be identified. And such type of error report it is showing at which time means at the execution time. While execution, what is the translator we are going to be used here means interpreter we are going to be used. We are going to use something as what? Interpreter. And interpreters are often used during the what? During the what? Development of a program. And they make debugging easier, as each line of the code and analyzed and checked before the what? Execution. Checked before the what? Execution. And what is meant by the interpreter? Interpreter programs will launch immediately, but your program may run slower than the what? Compiled file. And no executable file is what? Produced. The program is interpreted again from the scratch every time you launched it. And suppose just now what is the thing? If you are successfully executing this program is what is the thing it is going to be? Suppose here I am closing this, and here I am closing. And here if there is no problem, if here I am indicating something 10 by 2, and here what is the for compiling means to translate the source code into the object code means we are using compiler, and to translate the object code into the machine code means what is the thing we are using, we are using some interpreter. And here by using the interpreter, what is the thing that that code, this code is going to be object code is going to be executed on the machine, and the machine is giving the output back to the user as what c is equal to 5. And here this type of scenario we are going to be called it as what this type of in this type of scenario, to run the programs means what is the thing, what is the translator is needed here means interpreter is needed. And we can execute any number of times. And what is meant by the assembler here means to convert the assembly language. Yesterday we have been discussed something as what symbolic language. Symbolic language nothing but what assembly language. And to translate the assembly language code into the what machine code means what is the tool we are going to be used means we are going to use one tool called what assemblers. We are going to use one tool called what assemblers. And here what is the now what are the translators are there, what are the translators are needed, needed for every computer machine means to translate the C program into the machine code means what is the translators are needed, compiler is needed, interpreter is needed. And suppose to translate the assembly code into the machine code means what is the translator is needed, assembler is needed. What is the translator is needed, assembler is needed. uh, Now we are going to discuss what is the topic we are going to be discussed here means creating and running programs. And creating and running programs in this section, what is the thing we are going to be learned here means how we are going to create a C program, and how we are going to compile it, and how we are going to run that program here. And here what are the creating and running programs, what are the four things we need to be remember: writing and editing the program, and second one is what compiling the programs or linking the programs and executing the programs. And practically we are going to do what compilation, write, we are going to write the program, we are going to compile the program, and we are going to execute it. Inside the backend it is going to link the files. And but if you see this diagram means you are going to understand just now what is the thing inside the editor, inside the code block editor, what is the thing we have typed the program code and saved the file name as what first.c. And such code we are going to be called it as what source code. And after that, is there any errors are there means what is the thing we have been done, we have done one compilation, we have done compilation. If it is successfully compiled means what is the code it has been generated, object code it has been generated. What is the code it has been generated, object code. And inside the object code here if you observe means what is the how many number of bits it is having, something as what is the number of bits, 8 bits. And here what is the file it is going to be linked. Here inside our program we are using one preprocessor. What is the preprocessor statement we are using here means hash include stdio.h, where this file is going to be existed here means this file is going to be existed inside a library. And that file supported information is going to be linked with the what object code. We are linking with this file related code, object code we are linking with the what linking with whatever the after compilation, whatever the object code has been generated, that object code we are linking with the what library file. And by using the which one we are combining linker. And after linking, what is the code it is going to be generated here means executable file it is going to be generated. What is the file it is generating, executable file. And when we are clicking on the run option, when we are clicking on the run option means what is the thing is going to be executed, exe file is going to be executed, .exe file is going to be executed, and it is going to give the result back, and it is going to give the result back. This is the thing is going to be done. These are the These are the steps are involved in building a what a C program. And this type of code we are going to be called it as source code. After compilation, what is the code it is going to be generated? Successful compilation, object code, and as well as what executable code is going to be generated. And inside the what is the difference between this executable code and object code means yeah, object code is related to the program we have written, and executable code is containing what object code as well as what supporting file library file code, library files code also it is going to be contained. And stdio.h code as well as what object code, and it is converted it into the what here 8 bits has been converted it into some 16 bits are okay. And here what is the to combine this means what is the thing we are using linker. And after depending on this executable code only we are going to be interpreted on the machine, and the such thing we are calling it as what runner, and then we are going to see the output of the program. And this is the scenario we are calling it as what building a C program. And here what is the practically how we are going to be done here means here suppose here I am not using the code blocks, here I am using something as what here I am using a editor called what is the editor I am using here means here I am using something as what turbo C or C++. Here I am using a turbo C or C++ tool here. And it is going to open, and it is opening, and start turbo C++. Here I am clicking on the start turbo C++. Okay, it is opening that particular window. Turbo C++ editor it is going to be opened. It is going to open the turbo C++. It is taking some time, and it is opening. Here it has been opened. Okay, here it is open, and here I have clicked something as what new, and inside this new windows something as options environment editor. Here I want to do the program as what .c program, and here file new, and now it has been opened something as a .c, and inside this we are typing the program hash include something stdio.h, and here I am writing the program as what void main, and inside this I am writing the programmatical code as what here I am writing the programmatical code as printf, and here I am writing something as what hello world. Here I am writing hello world, and here I am closing this, and here I am closing, and after this I want to save the program. Click on the save, and here I am saving the program as what inside this directory I am saving the program as what sample. Okay, sample 22.c, and here and what is the extension .c, and here I am clicking sample 22.c program has been saved. And for compilation what is the option I am choosing here means alt F9 for what compilation, and it is showing something as what warnings and errors as what 0. And here if I syntactically I have typed some this statement as mistake, and here I am saving, and here once again I am compiling alt F9, it is showing the error message, and if not compiled successfully means we are not going to execute, and here I am solving that syntactical error, and once again I am saving the program, and I have saved the program, and after that I am doing something as what compilation. And after compilation here what is the thing, if you want to run, what is it to run the program means what control F9. If I am running the program means it is going to display the program as what is the output it is going to be displayed here means it is going to display the output as what is the here. If I click on this means here to see the output here means what is the thing we need to be done here means alt function F5. And here what is the two times we have been executed, that's why it is showing two times as what hello world, hello world. And this is the process we are going to be done whenever we are executing using the what using the what turbo C editor. We are this is the thing we are going to be done by using the what turbo C editor. And this is the thing has been represented diagrammatically as what sample.c. For compiling the program, we have pressed something as alt F9. If there is any errors means what is the thing, those list of errors are going to be shown. Again we are going to modify the program. And if it is successfully compiled means what is the file it is going to be generated, some sample dot object file is going to be generated. And it is going to be linked with the what, it is going to linked with the what header files stdio.h. And by using these two files it is going to generate one file called executable file. And whenever we are pressing Control F9 means what is the file it is going to be executed here means sample.exe file is going to be executed on the what processor. That processor we are going to be called it as what CPU. After executing this, by pressing the Alt F5 we are going to see the what output. Just now whatever the activity we have done, that activity we are seeing in a diagrammatical representation. And this is all about what compiling and executing a C program. What is the thing, whatever the program you are typing and saving that program as what is the extension, .c extension. The .c extension file we are calling it as what source file. And after compilation what is the file it is going to be generated, two files it is going to be generated. For executing purpose it is going to generate one .exe file which is containing the code of object code as well as header file code. And inside the object file it is going to contain only the code of what program. And inside the .exe file it is going to contain the binary code of what program as well as what standard header files code also it is going to be contained in binary format. And we are going to execute this particular file. If you are executing that file on the computer machine means you are going to see the output on the screen. And here the compiler converts the file if there are no errors in the source code, and CPU plays the result in the what user screens window. And what are the points we need to be remember here means after typing the program we need to save the program by using the what F2 option inside the turbo C. To compile the program means what is the point we need to remember, alt F9 for what compilation. And if any errors means we need to correct those errors and recompile the program. And if there is no errors means .exe and object files are going to be generated. To execute those files means what is the button we are going to be pressed, Control F9 we are going to be pressed. And by pressing the Alt F5 we are going to see the output on the screen. This is all about what compiling and executing a C program. This is all about what compiling and executing a C program. What are the things we have been seen here means what are the different types of translators we are there. And we have seen something about the what we have discussed something about the what we have discussed about the what compiler compiling and executing a C program. And translators means what are the things we need to remember. We need to remember something as a compiler, and we need to remember something as what assembler. We need to remember something as what interpreter. We need to remember a translator as what interpreter. Compiler is translating the object code source code into the what object code. And interpreter is translating the what executable code into the what machine code. And machine code. Assembler is a translator which is going to translate the what assembly language code into the what machine language code. And these are the things you need to be remember under the what translators.